Guys, and welcome back to the channel. So here we go again. The man everyone seems to be talking about lately, but all for the wrong reasons. Stephen Miller, the mastermind behind Project 2025. This is the man with fingerprints all over the most controversial policies you've heard recently. According to the Wall Street Journal, Donald Trump posted that if Stephen Miller had his way, there would only be about 1 million people left in the United States, and they'll all look like him. And in case you somehow forgot, Stephen Miller is very much a white man. That's just the tip of the iceberg, because lately a whole lot of Stephen Millers have been crawling out of the woodwork, bold, loud, and showing their true colors for everyone to see. Remember that group in Tennessee marching and chanting white nations now starting the deportations? Yeah, that one. This isn't some random isolated moment. It's all connected. And no, this isn't fear mongering. It's reality. And if you're black in America right now, you can probably feel that that heavy shift in the air. This is also why so many black folks are side-eyeing certain minorities who proudly cast their votes the way they did. You know exactly who you are. And before I get carried away, let's check out the reactions this news stirred up on TikTok. As always, please drop your thoughts in the comment section down below, because I definitely want to hear what you think about this. Stick around up to the end. I'll come back to give my own 2 cents at the end of this video. Let's watch this.
You ever wonder what happens when a high school troll grows up and gets access to federal power? You get Stephen Miller. And this man didn't just whisper in Trump's ear, he wrote the whole damn playbook. Stephen Miller isn't just some advisor. He's the author behind Trump's most cruel, racist, and authoritarian politics. And he did it quietly, in a suit, all while pretending that it was about national security. You remember the Muslim ban? That was Miller. Family separation at the border? That was Miller. Trying to strip citizenship from immigrants legally living here? Yep, Miller. He's the reason zero tolerance became a government slogan. The man crafted policy like it was fan fiction for fascists. And you want to talk about connections? Stephen Miller was mentored by Richard Spencer, the actual white nationalist who coined the term alt-right. They went to Duke together, and Miller invited him to campus. Let that sink in. The dude writing U.S. immigration policy was once boosted by a literal neo-Nazi. And don't think he disappeared when Trump left the first time. He started a legal group called America First Legal, designed to sue the government every single time it tried to be decent. Trying to stop DEI programs? That's Miller. Attacking asylum protections? That's Miller. Lawsuits to block civil rights policies under the radar? Also Miller. And the scariest part is that he's not a loudmouth. He's a strategist. He's not tweeting insults. He's writing executive orders. He learned that power isn't about being liked. It's about embedding your ideology so deep within the system that even after you're gone, your fingerprints stay on the walls. Stephen Miller doesn't just advise Trump. He built a machine, one fueled by fear, whiteness, and legal loopholes. And it's still running. It's just a little quieter now. So we all know the bigotry has definitely resurfaced. We can see that in the court dockets, the school bans, and the borders. Stephen Miller never left. He just sharpened his horns and put on a nicer tie.
I'm a man of faith, Stephen, and I'm certainly not a man of fear. So let's just cut to the chase. Let's not get it twisted. Your administration, this administration, and the people who support it are making history on changing who we are as a multicultural society. Folks like Stephen Miller, Pete Hegseth, and Pam Bondi and others are showing us that they don't believe in the co-equal branches of government or the checks and balances within our society. And the people in the White House, in your little bubbles, you actually think that the aura of your chaos is sustainable. Think about it. Think about it. I want you to think about it. I mean, Trump is 80 years old, and you are in your mid-40s, and some of y'all are in your mid-50s. Y'all actually think, and that's young in the modern era, you actually think it's funny and entertaining for Fox News and other outlets to show how cruel you are, how incendiary you are to the American people. Oh yeah, let's just stick it to the libs. Okay, but think about the sustainability and all the wrongdoing that you're inflicting on the people. And you think that you're going to get away with this? I mean, in life, you always pay the piper, homie. Our history or the world history has shown this time and time and time again. You will not get away with what you're doing. The international community are watching us. Our kids are learning from us as the world look on and discuss. My message is this. Enjoy it now, Stephen Miller, because just as history has shown, a reckoning is coming and America is waking up. Okay? And when they do, look out, partner. Last time I checked, you're definitely not Donald Trump's age. You always remember, truth has no party. Be well. I'm a man of faith.
My good friend Rod Smith here might have one of the best ideas when it comes to dealing with Nosferatu. I'll post his video in the description, and if you haven't seen his content, you should absolutely be checking it out. He is a very smart man, and I believe his idea to create a little chaos in the White House would absolutely work. Everybody already talks about how we believe Nosferatu is the one pulling a lot of the strings, especially when it comes to the deportations. On top of that, there was a report today that every other cabinet member usually has a hard time communicating with the taco. Every other cabinet member gets made fun of in some way, or he will disagree with them, but he does not question Nosferatu. I bet you that would change if it started trending all over the place that he is the president. It's honestly been the most successful method to breaking up his relationships in the White House. It worked with Steve Bannon. We just saw it work with the Muskrat. I think we should all be taking Rod's advice on this one and start referring to him as President Miller.
White nations! White nations! Now we start the deportation! Now we start the deportation! White nations! White nations! Close borders! Close borders! Now we start the deportation! Now we start the deportation!
Let's talk about him. When I say that people in our community are supporting white nationalism, this is one of the examples right here. The idea that all the illegals is coming to take our job, that's called the Great Replacement Theory, and it's something that's manufactured by that group right there. To the people in the back, even if they deport everybody you want them to, it don't mean they're gonna hire us. They've always trivialized our work ever since we stopped working for free. That's the reason why they feel like they're paying too much for it. Which takes me to another good point. Our anger is directed towards the wrong people. I've never heard of an undocumented person going to a construction site and saying, give me these construction tools. It's given to them. The same way the companies or corporations profit off of the quote unquote illegal labor is the same way they get away with profiting from the quote-unquote illegal labor. We got smoke with the people that's quote-unquote taking a job and not the corporation or business that's giving it to them. White nations start mass deportations. You agree with that ideology, that means you are a sympathizer of white supremacy, you are an anti-black apologist, and you are aligning yourself with individuals that want to send you back to the plantation.
So Stephen Miller only wants white people in America. Are we shocked? The crazy part is everybody knew this man was a white Christian nationalist, and you let him in. He's even more far right and more far white than Donald Trump. Trump even recognized his obsession when it came to immigrants. Stephen Miller said if it was up to him, only 100 million people would be in the country. That is only white people. White people only. Yeah, Project 2025 is looking real fucking real now, ain't it? I wonder who's really running the White House now. Because Trump said that he wasn't gonna fuck with farms and hotel workers, but he's in that ass now, and I don't think it was him. For once, I didn't even think it was him. For all you non-white people that voted for Trump, how do you feel now that they're trying to ethnically cleanse us out of the fucking United States? I mean, it's gonna be real hard to get rid of black folks because, you know, African Americans in particular, because we ain't got nowhere to go but here. But for everybody else, how the fuck do y'all feel now?
The real villain to all of this is Stephen fucking Miller. That is the person who is behind Project 2025. He's also the same person that is behind suspending or getting rid of habeas corpus. He's also the same mother that's in Trump's ear 24/7, commanding him and telling him what to do to implement all the steps to Project 2025. He's gonna do it. We all know what that means. Make sure it's Stephen. Pay attention. If they suspend habeas corpus, that means anybody can get arrested and not have due process. It's not just migrants, okay? So wake the fuck up. If you still think that good person and doing all this great shit, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Because it's like every day, news after news after news, bad news. And people are sitting here in Delulu land thinking that everything's gonna be okay. No, we're fucked.
And there you have it, folks. I don't know about you, but all of this is giving racism. It's giving we want an American that only has people who look like him. And who is him, you ask? Stephen Miller, the man behind the curtain, the so-called architect of policies that have shaped and twisted this country in ways that haven't pleased every American, not by a long shot. This isn't a internet conspiracy or a baseless fear floating around on TikTok. No, this is a man who's literally involved in shaping policies that directly impact your life, your neighbor's life, and especially the lives of black and brown communities across the United States. And let's be real, what exactly is this teaching the next generation? What message is being sent to the kids growing up watching all of this unfold? That America is only for a certain kind of, people. What if you don't fit that mold? You're either unwanted, pushed out, or silenced. Is that what we've come to? But you know what's even more frustrating? The silence, or worse, the blind loyalty coming from certain corners. What are the MAGA folks saying now? Especially the black MAGA folks, the ones who stood tall, smiled wide, and proudly cast their votes with the very people who are pushing this kind of narrative. What are they thinking now? Because let's not pretend they didn't just betray themselves, they betrayed their entire community at the polls. They stood on stage, smiled for cameras, and saw the vision of the future that was never designed with them in mind. And I know some of you don't want to hear this, but the truth doesn't care about feelings. This is why so many of black folks are side-eyeing those folks. This is why there's frustration in the air, because the writing was always on the wall. You voted for people who said exactly who they are, they were, showed you exactly what they were about, and you thought somehow you'd be spared. Newsflash, you won't be. For black American viewers who have made it this far into the video, I want to tell you something. Like, seriously, this is something, okay, between me and you, okay? I've said this before, and I think I'll say it again. There are options outside of the madness that seems to be, spiraling down there. If you've ever thought about living, if you've ever thought about what life could look like in a place where you're not constantly looking over your shoulders, wondering who's planning what against you, this might be the time to, seriously consider it. And I'm not just talking, I'm being like seriously, dead serious. I've got enough land here in Zambia, okay? Here in Africa. And I'm willing to sell pieces, okay? To seriously like-minded black Americans who are ready to build something new, something stable, something safe, not for those who want to play games, but for those who genuinely want a fresh start. So if you've got an online job, if your income isn't tied to anyone, any country, like US, like you can make money online, what's stopping you from packing your bags and making the move? Because guess what, your source of income would be, at least where you're getting your money. The cost of living here is lower, and you have a peace of mind. It's priceless. You have your organic foods. Check in my about section on this channel. You can send me an email, for anyone who's genuinely interested. Okay, yeah, I'm being serious. I've got a big land. I think I can sell maybe to 10 or 20 people. I'll still have enough land. And it's gonna be not something so much, depending with what size you want. Yeah, but I insist, make sure you have an online job, so that you don't come here and become trying to look for a job, because it's not that easy down here. It's not easy for anybody, a foreigner, to just easily go and find a job like that. That's why I'm insisting, only for those with maybe you've made it in life, you don't look forward to working, or you've got an online job, you can contact me. Yeah, we can talk, negotiate, and all that. It's genuine land, okay? I'm here, I'm not going anywhere, okay? Yeah, so yeah, I think that's it. Just checking my about, the email address is there. Yeah, because I mean the signs are everywhere. Okay, the chants, the smiles, the that high exactly, it's all piling up. And I'm just here trying to help one or two people. If you want to relocate, okay, it's not expensive to build a house down here. I'll guide you through all that. That for serious people only. Okay, I'm looking for like 20 max people. Yeah, and I'll still have some land. Yeah, I'm gonna have Black American neighbors. Yeah, it's in the country though. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Listen, guys, this isn't fear mongering. This isn't panic. This is called being prepared, being realistic. Some folks don't want to hear this, but the truth is because of what is happening, we are seeing what is happening. It's not that bad yet. It's happening, but it's not that bad. But if history has taught us something, it's that ignoring the signs is the worst mistake you can make, and the signs are flashing bright right now. Bright red, I mean. Okay, but hey, that's just my opinion. Those are just my thoughts. Yeah. So I think I'm getting confused. I'm trying to think about what I was talking about, the selling of land and all that. But yeah, focus, madam, focus. Okay. So what about you? What do you think about all of this? I genuinely want to hear your thoughts. Please drop your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I think I'll definitely see you in my next video. Just stay peaceful. Okay.